If you've been watching this Ute build series for a while, you know that I'm trying to create a nice, super clean daily that anyone would be proud to drive around in. I've done a few cosmetic upgrades now that I think really help lift the appearance of this Ute. But today, I've got a big one that I think will transform the look of this Ute forever. Come on, let me show you. So here it is, guys, a body kit. I'm gonna put this XR6 body kit on my stock standard Ute, and I'm gonna show you every step required to do that. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie, it's going to be a busy day. That's a lot of work. Let me show you what we've got going on here. I've got a rear bumper, the two side skirts just there, and there are several pods that need to attach to the Ute back tray. This shouldn't be too hard. Famous last words. Before I can even entertain the idea of throwing these on the car, I want to clean them up a bit. So that's gonna take some prep work. Now, before I get too far into this and get going, do me a favor. Can you please hit the subscribe button and click like if you'd like to see how this turns out. It really does help me out. Alright, so I've dropped by the auto parts store and picked up a few things. You're going to need some Sikaflex to stick these on. I've also got some paint, clear coat, and I've got some body filler that's made for plastic so that it's highly flexible. Now, I took these off myself from a wreck, so I know all the bolts and little bits and bobs required. But the thing that really concerns me at this point is just the scuffs and scratches everywhere. I'm not too worried about underneath the car, but take a look at this, you know, things like this. I want to fix that. I want to see if I can patch up this tear over here. Oh, the other thing is this is not an XR6, so I'll be taking this off and I'll show you in a minute how to do that. But yeah, the first name of the game is get these blemishes out. There's plenty of bits to do. So that's going to be the name of the game for the next half a day. Basically sand, body filler, sand, body filler, sand. Okay, it's about 4 o'clock here now, and all the sanding that I'm going to do is done. So the next thing I want to do is quickly mask up a couple of areas here, and then I think what I'm going to do is hit this with a plastic primer first, just these patchy areas here, to make sure that the top coat adheres to the plastic of these trim pieces. Then it's time to put some color on. These are now looking very nice, and I've got the bumper and the side skirts for the cabin just in there. But as you can tell, I'm losing the light here, and I definitely don't want to put the clear on at night when the air is humid. What I was going to do, put the clear on and then let it dry overnight, and then in the morning, maybe around midday, I could have put these on the car. But the way things are, I have to put the clear on in the morning, which means I'm going to have to let this dry pretty much all day before I can touch it and not leave any fingerprints. So I've lost a day, but you know what? I'd rather do this right after all the prep work and everything, as opposed to rush it and completely screw it up. I moved a few things around this morning because there is a bit of wind around, so it's time to put this clear on. I'll put on a couple of coats and then I get to wait again because the clear's got to dry. But anyway, for you, that's just a transition. See you soon. Yeah, they're looking quite nice. and all done with acrylic paint from the auto body store. I didn't bother painting the underside of these things, they'll just get scuffed up anyway, but the top sections look really nice. And the bumper is in a similar nick. Very nice, came out really good. It's finally time to put these things on the car. I'm a fussy bugger, so I'm gonna clean the underside over here, and I've got a feeling that I'm gonna have to take this rear wheel off as well, because there's a few plastic body panels that need to come off. Rear bumper will need to come off as well. The tail lights and the tailgate need to come off as well. But man, she's gonna look good. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's do it. Alright, so everything's off now and cleaned up. Third day in the afternoon. Yeah, just prepare yourself, there's a bit of prep to do. But in any case, I'm going to start at the back, and that means the rear bumper. So let's try to fit that on. I've got the center nut here, ready to go. Alright, which hole does this go through? Yeah, this hole I think. There we go. All right, I've got that in position, and I haven't tightened it up because I want to have a look at these side pods real quick. The way these sit is pretty much determined by where the bumper is. So at the back here, there's a hole to attach to the screw just down there. The rear bumper is loose so that you can do that, you can slot things in. Everything seems to be lining up quite nice. On this pod, there's an extension that needs to go in between the tray and the actual body kit. So it's important to put that in there, and then basically it screws in to this long pole that goes there. So once that's wound up, on the side here, there will be a plastic clip that'll hold this in place, and that is what's going to make this entire thing sit flush against the body. So the next stage is to put the sticker flex on, and yeah, commit, make it real. I've got some rubbing alcohol here just to make sure everything adheres really well, and I kind of have the mark of where the old sticker flex was, so that's going to help. Puncture. All right, here she comes. What I'm going to do now is head to the other side and prep this side as well. I'll get a bolt ready for this over here, which needs to go through underneath like that. It's time to put the sticker flex on. Now the tab that goes into the bolt over here is broken on this side, so what I'm going to try to do instead is get some tape, try to hold this on this side while I feed in and adjust the other side. Next thing I'm going to do, put this clip in. Okay, now that I've got this one roughly in place, I'm gonna head over to the other side and pretty much do the same thing. So I'll put the screw in first. So I'm just checking alignment now, and I'll check the other side is still in, and everything is still all right here. So now it's time to feed the bumper back on. Oh, that's annoying. You won't believe it. So have a look at this. This side's fine. Everything lines up pretty good. But it looks like this side has been hit because, well, this top bit goes in just fine. The bracket in here is bent. Can you see that? So now I've got to take this bumper off and fix that bracket. Good for me. Anyway, it should be okay. I'll take this bumper off, but this is now in position, so I'm just running some tape to keep it where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna do the same on the other side real quick. Bumper comes off again. I gotta say, I wish I noticed that earlier because it's just been painted, so he's hoping that me banging on this thing won't scratch it up. So what we're after is this. So this bracket needs to sit in where this line is here. And on this side over here, this thing's a little bit mangled. It's sitting proud. So we've got to somehow bend this back into position so that it looks like that one. Looks like the paint survived. So darkness has descended here and everything's looking all right at the back. I'm just reattaching some of the shielding over here, but all in all, it's looking good back here. Now I think this was the hardest bit, so I'm not real worried about the rest of it. First thing I'm gonna do is finish off the tub. Now before I go sick of flexing this thing on here, there is a hole here for a clip which kind of corresponds to this area here. It's just not wide enough, so I'm going to use a drill to widen that up. Okay, it's on there. I gotta admit, this could fit better. So all the clips are in underneath too, but I think I'm going to have to lean something against this. Yeah, it's not exactly confidence inspiring. So that's what I'll do. I'll find something to lean against this overnight. Get my tape on. And of course, last but not least, we need to do the cabin as well. So we've got to get this tall boy underneath there. And this one's actually probably the easiest one despite being the biggest. It's held on with a bunch of clips, both at the door and at the front tire and underneath as well. Just a bunch of clips. And the only sticker flex you will need is up around this section here, just basically at the back of the cabin. So let's whack this on real quick. I'm just gonna put this top rubber piece on to help this stay in place. So once again here we've got the same issue where this thing doesn't want to stay in place, so we'll be propping this up as well. For now I'm just gonna put the clips in place. There's a bunch of clips here that need to be put in. There we go, beautiful. That's actually nice and firm. Just goes to show you, got all your plastic clips. That's not going anywhere. Nice. The only thing left to do is to secure the end over here. Yeah, if I don't prop this up, I'm gonna get some not so good fitment here. So yeah, I'm gonna find something to put here. And you know what? I think I've got the perfect thing. I found a piece of wood that I've wrapped in fabric and I've pressed my rear alloy wheel up against this, so this is up nice and tight now. Now, this is what I've decided to use for the cab itself. It was a lot harder to press the end of this large piece into the body. The wheel just wasn't strong enough. So what I've actually used is a ratchet strap that I sent all the way around to the other side of the car and underneath and back, and I just ratcheted it down. So I've double, triple layered the body with tape so that I make sure that I'm not chafing the actual paint here, and it's pulling the back of this side skirt nice and tight. There's literally hardly any gap there, and I literally can't press to move this in any closer. So that's doing a really good job. I've got it padded so it's not damaging all the work that I've done. Obviously I've put the other side on here as well so that I can ratchet them both down at the same time, but that's it. So I've just got a ratchet strap tightening both of these up nice and tight, no issues at all. All the clips underneath and at the wheel are back on, good to go. I'm gonna leave that overnight and let it cure, and hopefully by the morning I can take it off. So really the only thing I've got left to do now is that rear section there. I'm gonna drill my hole, attach my clips, secure this down, and I'll see you guys in the morning. So there it is, guys. That's how you install an XR body kit on a standard Falcon. Now, do I like the results? Hell yeah, I like the results, and I hope that you do too. And if you do, smash that like button. It really helps me out. It tells me that I'm doing things right. Now, all in all, it wasn't a hard job. It took me about 3 days, and I've shown you every tool and every ingredient that I had to use to put this thing together. And I really hope that you found this informative, enjoyable even. And if you did, and you want to thank me, the best way you can do that is by hitting that subscribe button. It tells YouTube that I'm doing these videos right, and I get to make more videos for you, so we all win. But all in all, this thing is starting to look alright, even if I do say so myself. And if you want to see other videos on this project Ute, by all means check out the playlist.
and stick around because there will be a few more coming on this ute. The only thing I think that bothers me right now about this body kit is that the tow hook gap is still on this body kit. So comment below and let me know, what do I do? Is there a blanking plate I can buy for that, or do I need to backfill this with you know, some body work? But anyway, enough chit chat from me. I hope you liked the results, and if you did, go ahead and try this on your car. I'll see you next time.